Hey guys, welcome back to the vlog. This is Susie from Threadquarters. Thanks for joining me again today. I have a little bit of a fun one for you. I am doing a little review on my most recent make, which is this is the Bettine dress done by Tilly and the Buttons. I'm sure you've all heard of it before, but I'm actually bringing this to you today in collaboration with two lovely ladies, Lisa and Adrienne, and they are running a bit of a sew-along competition called a handmade summer dress. And I have some little details on my phone because, as I've said many times before, I'm really bad at remembering things, so my apologies. But basically it's being run from the 21st of April to the 21st of May, and all you have to do is make a lovely summer dress, and then you'll post it on your Instagram feed. Yeah, and you got to tag Lisa and Adrienne, and then you are automatically entered into winning a prize. And there's prizes from Smiley 2018, Blackbird Fabrics, Closet Case Patterns, Amy Nicole Studio, and Jelly Patterns as well. So I mean, loads of awesome companies there that are sponsoring the competition. So I urge you guys all to join in. You have until the 21st of this month, so lots of time, and it really doesn't take very long to whip up a simple summer dress, particularly this Bettine. I made this Bettine pretty much from cutting out to finishing in 2 days. Not constant sewing of 2 days, just snippets here and there of time. So anyway, I thought I would give you a little bit of a review of this dress. Right, so I made this dress out of, I actually think it's maybe quilting cotton, I'm not 100% sure, but it's quite a heavy, maybe it's a cotton poplin. I've had it in my stash for probably about 4 or 5 years. I bought it originally from the Village Haberdashery, and I think I bought 2 meters off it. I think it was on sale and I thought the colours were lovely, and I'm definitely the kind of person that buys fabric without a project in mind. I'm trying really hard to change my ways, but I just can't resist delicious fabric. So yeah, it's been sitting in my stash for ages, and I had originally planned on making a Bettine out of a really beautiful denim-y blue chambray fabric that I had in my stash as part of my spring capsule wardrobe or collection, but and you will have seen that if you've seen my vlog about that. I washed that fabric, guys, and it creased like crazy, to the point where I actually can't get some of the creases out. And also it's very thin and not really suitable for weight for a dress without lining it. So I'm going to have to think about something else to use that for. I'm really a bit disappointed about that, but that's another story. So I had to find some other fabric to make a Bettine. Sort of had it in my mind that I wanted to try out the Bettine. I've had the pattern in my stash for a little while, seen lots of really good reviews about it, and I thought I wanted to give it a go. Especially since I've seen some places that offer sew a dress in a day classes, and they use the Bettine. One of the places is Satisfaction, actually, if you're interested in finding one of those classes. And I thought, so obviously it mustn't be too difficult to sew up if they can teach it to someone in a day. So I was like, I'm going to do something like that myself. So as I say, went through my stash and I found this, and I decided, right, that's what I'm going to do. Got it all washed, got it all ready, started to put pattern pieces down on my fabric, and realized this is really narrow fabric, and you need 3 meters of narrow fabric, not 2. So I was in a bit of a predicament. Do I stick with this fabric and try my best, or do I have to try and pick some other fabric? And to be honest, there wasn't really any other fabric that I liked that matched in my stash that match the spring capsule wardrobe, because I'm still working away on that, by the way, guys. It's a slow progress. I haven't started my Romana coat. No. But anyway, yeah, so let's see. I decided I'm going to stick with the fabric and see what I can do. And necessity is the mother of invention, as they say. And as you can see, I have a few little pink accents in this dress, and that is one of the ways I made it work. Another way I made it work, I shared it on Instagram stories actually. As I say, follow me on Instagram if you want to see more of what I'm doing day to day with my sewing, because I'm always updating you guys on there. Anyway, the back, you'll see, or you might not be able to see because the pattern's really busy. There's a seam down the back, and I actually lined this up with the selvage, so there's not even anything taken off or I haven't done any overlocking on the edges of this, because it's the actual selvage I have used. On the inside you'll see it's sort of white fuzzy stripes. So that's one way. It's supposed to be cut on the fold. I did not have enough room, because you cut the front on the fold, the back on the fold, the front skirt on the fold, the back on the fold, and when you've got really narrow fabric you can't double in to the middle without jeopardizing some of your design. Shona from Sews Faction actually messaged me when I was chatting about this on Instagram, and she says when she has the narrow fabric she ends up with she does fold them into the middle and then has shorter sleeves. So that's another way I could have done it, but I really wanted to keep the length of the sleeves because I just felt it would suit me better. So also in my stash I had some lovely bright pink linen, and it matches the pink in this fabric perfectly, so I decided that I would do the pockets in the pink and also the cuffs in the pink. The little pink at the hem was an addition at the very end that I added, so I'll get onto that later on. So I went ahead with that, and then also to save fabric I have done just a white lawn facing here, and then also white lawn in the pocket bag. That's a great way if you're running short on fabric. Those little bits there, you're not going to see them. Also, especially if you have really thin fabric that's slightly sheer, you probably want to use like a plain fabric for your facings or your pocket bags. Otherwise you're going to see the pattern coming through, and that's not going to look so nice. Actually, this is not a problem with this dress because this cotton is quite thick. But anyway, just giving you extra tips. So that's what I did, and I managed to squeak it out, and literally, oh yes, that's the other thing I did. I cut the hem allowance on the pattern piece is 4 centimeters, which is really substantial, and I cut that down to 2 centimeters, so I knew I'd have a 1 centimeter fold up for my hem, and I thought, well, that's going to be okay. So I did that, and I needed to do that to fit it all on, and I was left with hardly any fabric at all at the end. So, but I made it work, so I'm really, really pleased. I have followed a few of Tilly's patterns before, and as I'm sure most of you will know as well, they come, this is a paper pattern that I bought rather than the PDF, but it doesn't really matter. Comes with beautiful instructions, with photographs for almost all of the steps. It's really clear, easily laid out. She goes into so much detail, you know, she really does hold your hand the whole way through the process. So I mean, it's a fantastic pattern to start with, really, especially since it has no darts. This is just a grown on sleeve here, so you don't even have that. The only to be honest, the only tricky bit is this elastic in the waist, and to be honest, it's not difficult, it's just fiddly, that's all. And to be honest, and that is my main gripe with this pattern, actually. I mean, it's nothing to do with the pattern drafting or anything like that, it's just, oh my goodness, how difficult and awkward was it feeding that elastic through the casing. Oh, thought it would never end. Thought it would never end. I'm also not a huge fan of elastic around my waist. It doesn't feel overly comfortable, and I'm not 100% sure that it's the right kind of style for me. I think it's nice from the front, but I think from the side it's not so flattering really, and then also from the back I feel like it's a massive big bum there. But that's a personal thing, and maybe on the camera it doesn't look too bad, maybe it looks worse, who knows. I'll find out when I'm editing this. But yeah, the only thing I did to change this up, apart from the bits for cutting out the pattern, was most of Tilly's pattern, she has quite curved hip allowances, and I don't really have that. I mean, I have quite big hips, but they're not nice and curvy, they're kind of flat. So what I ended up doing was this is sort of a tulip shaped skirt originally, so it comes out and then back in and straight. And I actually used my French curve, and I just did a much shallower curve at my hips, and I prefer that a lot more. I think if it was really drapey fabric like a viscose, maybe you wouldn't need to do that adjustment, but with a crisper cotton, you know, it was actually sort of sitting out, and my hips weren't in the shape that was there, so it felt a bit weird. So very easy thing to fix, so that was fine. And yeah, this is a complete stash buster project, which was awesome. Literally everything was from my stash, including the little buttons. I'll try and do some close-ups for you. It doesn't say to put 2 buttons on it, but I had 4 of them and I thought it looked pretty cute, and they are exactly the right shade as one of the blues in this. So I mean, some things are just meant to be, you know. So yeah, really pleased with how this went. I love the little pink cuffs. I think it's super cute. I also did the I don't know what you call this, cuff tab, I think it is. The cuff tab with the stripes going in a different direction. I thought that was quite interesting. The little pink pockets I was in 2 minds about, and I actually cut the fabric, original fabric for the pockets, and then also the pink for the pockets, and I sort of held both of them up to decide which I thought would be nicer. And I did obviously go for the pink, but I'm not 100% sure whether I like it or not. I feel maybe, does it draw too much attention to an area I'd rather there wasn't attention being drawn to? Maybe. Is there too much pink going on? Does it look, I do feel a little bit like I'm wearing a little girl's dress with the pink and stuff. It's not my usual style, but you know what, it's lovely and light cotton, and on a really lovely hot summer's day this will be lovely to wear. So and if you live in Northern Ireland, you realise that I'll probably never get to wear this because we don't really have lovely hot summer's days, but you never know, maybe I'll go on holiday or something and it'll be perfect for that. So as I said, I was going to chat about the little pink hem. And I wasn't going to do that. I was just going to turn up the hem and leave it as is, but I just actually felt it was a bit too short, and I was going to just be giving it the hem that it needed. I did say that I reduced the hem allowance, but I was just going to fold it up slightly less so it would still be the length that the pattern suggests, but I just felt I wanted it a little bit longer. And obviously didn't have any more of this fabric, so I thought, okay, what about a pink hem? And this linen was a remnant from something else you probably saw in my UFO vlog. I have cut out ready to go, but I haven't started sewing it. So I just have a few little pieces of it, and I did happen to have a long strip along the selvage, and I decided, you know what, I'm gonna be lazy and use the selvage as the edge of my dress again, so no turning up. And I just measured out how long I wanted that to be, added a tiny seam allowance, and just sewed it up. It's got one, what side? This side. It's got one seam here, and then it's just one piece rather than 2 pieces. Just one less bit to sew, really. That was the decision for that. And yeah, and actually I really like this it's sort of got a little bit of a wobbly edge to it, and tiny little frayed edge that's obviously secure because it's the selvage, so it's not going to come undone or anything like that. So I'm pleased with that. Yeah, I really am. Love the pockets. Massivo pockets. They go all the way down to there. loads of room. The only problem is if I put my hands in my pockets, pull the dress down, and it looks really weird. So I sort of tentatively put my hands in there, but can't really, you know, relax with them in there. But, you know, that's okay. And I think maybe if I had a little skinny belt, all my skinny belts are tucked up away in my roof space, because I don't really wear skinny belts anymore these days. So I might need to hook them out and find one that hopefully goes with this. And a little skinny belt might make this look a bit better on me, might keep it in the right position, because I am constantly adjusting myself. But yeah, it's fun. But I hope you enjoyed this little review of the Bettine, and let me know if you've made it yourself and what you think of it, if you've done any different hacks to it. Always love hacking up patterns and trying, seeing what you can do with them. I've seen a really cool crossover one connected to the marigold trousers, I think, into a jumpsuit. Love it. Love it. And I don't even like jumpsuits, but it's really cool. Also, I think this top would be this bodice piece would be a really nice top. And that's something I'm thinking about doing actually. That'd be really simple, just lengthen it here. That's it. I love this neckline. I think it's really, really flattering on me, so I like that. And I really do like the length of the sleeves. So yeah, I think I'll be doing that, and it'll take no time at all, so that's pretty awesome. Anyway guys, hope you enjoyed the vlog. I've been super chatty today, and I will be with you again next week with my sewing inspiration shopping trip. I was going to put that up today, but I forgot that I was supposed to be doing this video, so the shopping trip will be up next week. Have a great week guys, bye!